Why is 9 the number of God, the universe, the source, the Alpha and Omega? Well, that's because the Alpha and Omega are the same. As to mean, whatever you add to 0 will be itself, right? Will be 2. Whatever you add to 9 will be itself as well. 2. You get it? 1, 2. And remember how they taught us 0 means nothing, right? Or zero means to have none. So there's a 0 right there in the word itself. And there's a 1 in the word 9, where the 0 is supposed to be. But guess what? 1 and 0 are the same thing as well, too. Because 1 is the 1 and none. Because this could be considered 1, as in 1 dot. And this could be considered 1 as well, as in 1 whole. Get it? They're both wholes. So, looking at geometry, we could go down this list until they both reflect each other and come out the other end flip-flop, right? So, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, and then I skipped the 8. Because, 8 represents infinity. So, get this. You'll go through 8 all the way to 1,000,000 until it smooths itself out and becomes this. And you'll go all the way to 1,000,000 until this becomes a black hole and becomes this, right? Like this. This is how it came to be. 0 exploded and became a sun, right? Or the soul that holds all this shit together. Because whatever you add to 0 is itself, and whatever you add to 9 is itself as well. So the 1 came through the hole and started the cycle again, right? Until we get the 8. Because remember, 9 and 0 are the same, in which osmosis will happen, right? You got the 8, and then the two cells will separate. I get it? And then they become their own 0, and the 1 goes through another hole and starts the whole process over. So get it? Like, that one little trick you can probably learn in math about how you multiply 9 times whatever number until you get all the way to the end, and they basically just like flip-flop from each other, like 18, 8, 27, 72, 36, 63, until they meet right here at the base or the equator. But basically each side is just going back to its own source. Remember, because I told you that's a hole and that's a hole, right? So, but this is how I also could show you some more shit. How you could also validate this to be true, because once 9 multiplies itself, because 9 is also 0, and 0 is also 1, manifest in another fashion. But anyway, once you multiply it by itself, or you square it, it becomes the fucking 8 and the 1. Right? The 8 and the 1. Which is osmosis. It's two different souls, two new beings, right? Because we're all connected to the same source, but we all just kind of like multiplied and became a whole bunch of different sources. So we're all just gods within this one God. So anyway, you multiply 9 by 9, you square it, and then you get 81. And then after that process, you do it again. And 9 times 10 is basically 9 times 1, right? But then you also got the 0 attached. So it's basically 9 plus that extra 0 that you got. The 9 times 11 is basically, it's just mirroring itself. It's just 2 9s, because 0, 1, and 9, they're all connected. But 0 is the only thing that's really connected to the 1. But 0 and 9 are always connected as well. Anyway, that's why 9 is the Alpha and Omega.